Anita, Anita, Courtney, Anmar. Anmar Key? Am I saying that right? No? Am I? Oh my gosh, I got it right there. So,
Yes,
Chica,
yes,
Al,
yes.
yes, beautiful. Ali, Chica, Julie, Tina, Rachel, Amanda, Fan Martinez, number two, and Hazel. So, hello, everybody. And Bree, I adore you. So,
Yay. Well, awesome. So I've already prefaced, told them all about you. You've scaled to multi-million dollars in your business and you have just really leaned on the support of team and VAs
yes,
and you were going
yes,
to come on. I want to, share all about your business journey and how you got into it, but also, what having VAs that you can trust and lean on, what that's done for you, not just in business, but also your personal life. And, Alex
yes.
has two young children. And so tell us all the things, Alex.
I love, first and foremost, there, I think everybody that's in this room, I just want to tell you that wherever you are in the stage of building your own VA business, where it's the beginning, or you're thinking about it, or you're already in it and you're trying to grow to the next level, I know this is that I've had 16 companies I do right now. Okay. And right now I have one passion that most people see in front, but over about 11 years, I actually counted this last night, Bree. I have hired over 272 VAs over my entire 12 years in business. Okay. And just to give you an idea, I think it works out to like paying over like $2 or $3 million to that part of the industry. And so why I bring this up is that, when you say like 272, that means there's a lot of people that went through. And I say, absolutely, because guess what? A lot of them, they were so amazing at what they did that I don't know about everyone. You just raise your hand if you've got some big dreams, big goals, big things you want to do professionally for yourself. Okay. So when you're looking at this stage, it's like most of those people did one of two things. Either A, they got promoted to other positions in my companies there. Okay. So somebody right now that's actually in my world, they started as my virtual assistant. They are now the director of my operations to the point where Bree knows Celeste very well. And Celeste, I say this with love, is such a badass there. But Celeste makes incredible money. She makes an incredible lifestyle. She is number two in our organization here. We have people that moved on to coaching. We moved on to building their own businesses there. So no matter if you think this is the first step or you're looking to become one of the highest paid VAs, to me personally, I couldn't find a better person than Bree. But second off there, I think now is the time because there are people like myself and a lot of business out there that are looking for people that have three things. Number one, and most importantly, people that we can trust. And there's no better group when I look at this room that people that we can trust because I know that you have to show up for your kids, show up for your spouses, show up in almost all those areas of life. And if I didn't have my VAs, I would literally lose my head. They're like my neck for myself. So I'm just so glad you guys are here taking a step and hopefully I can impart some wisdom and inspiration for you.
Amazing. 270? That is
Mhm.
wild. Like we need to teach something about that. And that'll come in the
Yes.
pipeline. That's really cool. Okay, before we dive into the VA side, tell us just a little bit more about you, Alex. How did you get into business? What was because one of the things too earlier today, I was sharing how me being a VA in my first 5K month as a VA was the pathway to my six-figure month
Mhm.
business. So tell us about your pathway, like where you started and how it's led to what you have and do today.
Yeah, I think all of us have this. When I see everybody in this room, and actually, I'm going to ask everyone to kind of write the word they would describe themselves. Do you see yourselves as humble? Do you see yourselves as smart? Do you see yourself as driven? I'd love to know how you kind of describe yourself. Because when I tell people like where I started, I grew up on a farm. I am south of Pittsburgh. I grew up on a farm. Yes, I got up in the morning, and let's be serious, I was not a good farmer by any stretch of the imagination, but I did it. I took care of the sheep, I took care of the chickens, I took care of the cows. I did all those types of things, and I grew up in an environment where, quite frankly, the area said, listen, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go work at the coal mine, get married, just have a couple kids, not have dreams, just simply make a paycheck, make payroll, retire when you're 70, and call it a life. And I don't know, there's just that was never me. It just wasn't me. I never fit in terms of just not being driven. I was always a little bit of an oddball. I always had those things where, and if this resonates with anybody on this call, is I didn't share my vision in my life and what I wanted, which I had no idea what it was going to be. Quite frankly, I just knew I was meant to do something big, but that's all I knew. All I knew was I was going to do something big with my life. And I had no idea how I was going to get there. to the point where I worked all the way through my 30s. And by the time I was 31, I was making $30,000 a year. I was not making a lot of money as a swim coach there. And I said, you know what? I'm going to jump into this entrepreneurial world because, hey, that's where you make money. Hey, that's where you're supposed to make freedom. And that's where you're supposed to make lifestyle there. And like so many people that get into it, and so many people that start, whether it's a VA business, I started a coaching business at the time. It was hard. It was a grind. It was difficult to get going there. But there was three things that kind of kept me going, and something that, having invested in myself many, many, many times, losing so many money to the point where I finally got to figure out there was three things that really kept me going. So number one was I had to bet on myself. I had my mom and dad sending me job applications. Maybe you should take a job. I had my brother and sister saying, you know what, maybe you should go back to coaching. I had to almost have that stubborn, like, I'm not going to listen to anybody. I know they mean well for me, but I gotta just believe in myself. The second thing was that I was willing to adapt quickly. I was willing to just try anything and everything all at once. And third was very simply is I had to find that one thing I was really good at there. And the one thing I found that I've always been really good at is speaking. I've always been able to be a good communicator. I've always been able to use my words very well. And since then, as funny as it's going to sound, I really believe for all of you, every one of you have probably something like that in this room. You probably have that one thing where you need to tell somebody that you love, saying, listen, I'm going to bet on myself. Hopefully you love me. Hopefully you support me, but I'm going to bet on myself. The second thing is that every one of you probably has that one skill right now that, call it whatever is a VA, but I know my VAs, some of them are great lead generators and some of my VAs, they're great at operations. Some of my VAs are just simply great at emails, but I guarantee you that one skill that somebody like me, somebody like Bree, somebody's like, oh my gosh, I would hire you in a heartbeat because I just need that done in my business. And it'd be so grateful to have somebody I trust. Okay. But the third thing is very simply this is that hope knowing that you're in this for the long haul. And I think that makes a big difference there. So, as I mentioned, Bree, today, it's always great to tell the success stories there, but that origin story still rings true to me. And that's why I still have that farm-like attitude, very humble, grateful for wherever anybody are in this journey there. So that's why gosh, look at the room here. Mindful, intentional, creative. Look at this room there.
I know.
What a good
Full
room.
of
Beautiful
powerhouse
room.
woman.
Man, badass, driven, PA represent. That's right, Ashley. So, but that's my story.
Yeah. You know what? I think that's such a good reminder and reflection that most of us, if not all of us, start our businesses not because we have it all, but because we want something to change. That, you had shared you were the swim coach earning $30,000 a year. And at 31, which I also think is the most beautiful permission slip, it's like it's never too late to start your dream business, your dream life. And like, look what look what you've done, Alex, since you started that at 31. Like that is wild. So amazing. Um, Tell us a little bit about on the VA topic, the impact that VAs have had in your business and also your personal life, allowing you to spend time with your children and whatever that looks like for you.
Yeah, and the funniest thing is that, in our companies there, we don't have anybody we call assistants. We call them all leaders. Okay. So we actually have, no pun intended, yes, born leaders. So we believe in leadership. And so, one of the things that I think for everybody here, if I have an advice that's going to set you apart in terms of your rate, is your ability to simply say, I'm going to take charge, be okay making mistakes, but I'm going to get better at my work. Because somebody like me is not looking for somebody that's going to have me ask them a million questions and figure out all the stuff for them. I just have this idea of, I was talking to one of my clients the other day, and she does some leadership work, and we were kind of talking about this like cord. She's pregnant, by the way. So we were talking about this umbilical cord with team members and stuff. And so we were kind of talking about this idea, right? Like, we don't want somebody, nobody wants a person that feel like they just have to support constantly. What we want is somebody who says, I'm going to do a damn good job at this, and just kind of hit the hearts or throw your favorite emoji if that's you. Because if you're that person, I can tell you they're not going to look at you as just a very specific position role. They're going to look at you as vital. And that's the difference. And so a lot of times when I say I have VAs or executive assistants or whatever, I don't look at them as just team members. I look at them as vital to do three things. So, yes, to give me the life that I want there, but my first job is to make sure that I do two things really well in our company, to make sure my teams and my clients get their dreams fulfilled, and also to run something that moves the business needle in the right direction. Because I think we all have that moment. If everyone gives me a thumbs up, we need better business leaders. We need better businesses that do right by clients, do right by teams out there. And that's a lot of our mission. So, anybody that comes to my world, we quite frankly give them the opportunity to try, quite frankly, take over a very specific aspect of the company. Very much ownership, very much their responsibility, very much it's on their shoulders. Because when it's on their shoulders, there's two things that happen. One, they feel more responsible and they love their job more, right? They get trusted. And I think all of us know that we're not trusted to do the work, it's a horrible office environment. It's a horrible virtual environment there. But the second thing is that's right. It helps you develop a skill much faster. It helps you increase your rates much faster there, and ultimately makes you the ability to start doing things, whether you want to go into coaching and get paid hundreds, if not thousands of dollars per hour for doing that there, or you simply want to start your own company down the road. So they're vital to me. They're vital to my world. Love all the emojis there. Hearts to every single one of you here on it, but they're truly just vital in my life.
Amazing, amazing. So before we wrap this up, what is one, like, just heart, mind, like, what's coming up for you around all of the incredible women in the room who either are considering stepping into their next best chapter, have stepped into it, and are just ramping up the momentum, and their dreams keep getting bigger and bigger? What comes up around that that you feel
Yeah.
called to share?
I'll say this, okay? Because I think this is the hardest thing. I have a curious question. Is this for some of you your first investment in yourself for business and building your career? Just raise your hand if that's a little bit where you are right now, okay? And that's it's a very like I will say this, that is like one of the most scariest investments you could ever make is that investment in yourself, right? It's not this, hey, I'm going to get a cup or I'm going to get some shoes from Amazon, right? It's like I got to bet on myself. And I think that is the hardest investment to make. And especially when it's the first investment. But let me tell you actually what is not talked about when it comes to investing yourself. Okay. Yes. By the way, obviously, I say this shamelessly plugging for Bree here is that you're going to get the best training. I wouldn't work with a client if they didn't have incredible systems, incredible processes, and incredible results. So, but I think this is a thing that when you're investing in yourself your first time that you don't talk about. And that is that it's going to change the way you actually see your career. When you invest in yourself, you simply actually give yourself that permission slip to very simply say, I'm allowed to think about myself differently, my skill set differently, my community differently there, to the point where you start, and you're going to, hopefully some of you are going to love this, you start saying no to things that don't serve you because you're now in a room, you're now in an environment, you're now in a place where somebody's saying it's acceptable. In fact, it's encouraged. And in fact, it's almost required that you continue to bet on yourself. Because believe me, I remember the first time I made an investment in myself, it was, gosh, it was like a couple $1,000s there. And I remember I like literally kept looking at that credit card and typing it in and deleting it and retyping it back in and doing all those things there to the point where I was like, okay, I'm just gonna cover my eyes, type it in, and just hit the send there. And like I just literally ran out of the house there, like scared, nervous, excited, all the feels there. Okay. But it does open up something so tremendously there. Okay. But I will tell you this. The one thing I will tell you this is that when you get into this world, like you're not just getting Bree, you're getting me. You're getting all of these people that are in Bree's world that are hiring VAs, that are working towards on different things there. It's going to open up your network like you've never seen before. Some of it could be just simply business opportunities. Some of it could simply be brand new friends that you've always dreamed of having there. And some of it's just simply money making opportunities you would have never even thought possible there. So, and just like I told even Bree before this there, like anybody that does sign up, I know you're doing some raffle there. I'm going to throw in a $200 Amazon gift card there so that when you you do sign up there, whoever wins it, go celebrate. Go just celebrate on yourself there, right? Just, take some time. And by the way, this is not buying for your spouse or your friends or your kids. You buy something for yourself there and you show it off there. You can find me on Instagram there, tag me on it. And now also, by the way, we'll just do that too, Bree. Listen, anybody that signs up today there, I've got 123,000 people that are on my Instagram, all business owners, all walks of life. If you sign up today, Bree, tell them to let me know. Just shoot me a DM there. I'll share with you on my story there how awesome you are, how you need to hire this VA there so we can get you some publicity there. So let's just make sure that you guys know that whatever you do, though, just make the best decision for yourself. That's all I care about there. Whatever's right for you, just please do the best for yourself.
Okay, well, we have to pull up someone special who just enrolled right before our live. Amanda, where's Amanda?
Where is Amanda?
Where is Amanda? I know she's on.
I see
Okay.
Amanda Holmes.
Yeah, she just enrolled. So we are celebrating you, Amanda. If you want to come on with us, we'd love to hear from you. There she is.
Amanda?
Hey,
Hello.
That's awesome. Hello.
how are you? I'm so excited.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
amazing. Where's home for you, Amanda?
I live in Montana.
I love Montana. It's so beautiful out there. And by the way, Amanda, I also tell you this, my wife's name's Amanda, so I will
Oh,
always
awesome.
remember you. So, for joining there. So, well, just what are you most excited about? Just curious.
I'm most excited about being able to actually be present with my kids. I just had my first one. He's 2 now. He just turned 2. So, um, I hate taking him to daycare day in and day out.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to be able to start and provide to my family so I can be able to be present for my kids.
Yeah. How old are your kids?
Mine just turned 2, and then I have a stepson who's 7.
Oh my gosh, I have a 2-year-old as well there. So, boy, girl.
Boy.
Boy, great. I have a daughter, so I need to hire a good man someday. So I'm
There we
keeping in touch
go.
with you there. So, well, congratulations, Amanda. I assure you, you're making a tremendous decision there.
Yeah, I'm so excited to start.
Amazing. We're so excited for you. And you, I mean, since the second you came into the Facebook community, it's like, Amanda. So like, I see you, I know you. I'm so excited. We're so excited to welcome you into the Mom to VA family. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing, amazing. Okay, Hazel, if you have a second, Alex, Hazel had a really good question.
Ask me anything. I'm here. I'm Bree. This is it for me today. So I'm
you're
here to
the
answer
best.
anything for anybody there.
Okay, Hazel wants to know, and I think it's a fabulous question. How can one approach a big company like yours?
That's a great question there. So I think the first thing to do is to just simply not be intimidated. Just don't be intimidated, because I think a lot of times we think to ourselves, oh, that person's not going to reach out to me. Oh, that person is not going to respond to anything I do. So the first thing is that just don't be intimidated by a big company or a big influencer or anything like that. Just be mindful, just understand that everyone's a person. Okay. And so no matter, I always love to tell the story about growing up a farm, because I feel like my dad would smack me in the back of the head if I had some big ego that said like, oh, you're better than people because now you're making some good money there. Like, who cares? And by the way, if they think like that, you don't want to be in there. You don't want to be working for them there. Okay. Somebody should respect you no matter what you make financially. And I think we all know that the people that don't, honestly, sorry, my language, it's bullshit. And quite frankly, we should get them the heck out of this world and not support them anyways there. So that's my first thing. Okay. But the second thing, and Bree knows this better than anybody. Okay. I am obsessed with videos. Okay. So what I mean by that is whether it's social media, okay, so Instagram, LinkedIn, okay, whether you're using a software like Loom, Loom, or we use something called Dubb, Dubb, I believe the most powerful way for all of us to separate ourselves is to send a video message, okay? And the video message that's personal, that's real, that's appreciative, that's empathetic, that's understanding their situation, that gives them permission to say no and yes. is one of those videos that does two things. So number one, it allows that person to actually see you, right? So when I see Amanda come on the screen there, right now I can feel a personality, a vibe, you know, who she is, how she speaks. So I already can imagine what it's going to be like to have that individual working in my company. That's the first thing. But then the second thing that actually is really, really incredible is that you get to actually do something that I think all of us know we all can't stand, especially myself, and Bree can attest to this, is spam. If I look at let me look at it. I have 472 emails that came to me this morning. And 472 emails that came to this morning. I'm going to go hit basically the button that says click them all and delete, okay? But the ones that I don't are the ones that are personal. The ones that I don't, I will keep them there and I will look at them there. And if I see simply somebody's face on the video, as opposed to just words, it's going to make me stop and it's going to make me click. And then when I click, I'm going to see Amanda, I'm going to see Anisha, I'm going to see Anita, I'm going to get on that video and saying, hey, listen, Alex, I just saw your company. I see you're doing this with so many clients of yours, and that's incredible there. And you may not be looking for somebody right now. Maybe you're not looking for a virtual assistant, but what you might be looking for is somebody with this skill set, somebody who can do this, and frankly, somebody who can take it over without you having to worry about it. I would be honored to sit down and show you exactly how I could help your company do such and such. And if you don't need anybody, that's not a problem there. But like I said, I love the work you're doing. I appreciate what you're doing for so many people out there. Thank you for your time. I hope you have a wonderful day. When you make it about them, when you make it about who they are and what their company is and what they're about, somebody like me is going to go, you know, and we'll say this, right? It's like they actually give a shit about me. They clearly took the time to listen to my company. So I'm going to do one of two things. Either A, I'm going to say, yes, let's sit down. You're going to go meet with Celeste there and we're going to get to it. Or I'm going to say this, listen, I don't have that position right now, but I love the video message. I appreciate that. Is it okay if one, I keep your resume on file when those positions open, or two, can I forward this to somebody who I think may need your services? Okay. So so when you do that video message, I hope this is, by the way, give me a thumbs up if this is too long of an answer. I hope this is what you guys are looking for. Okay. When you do this, when you send a video message, it's not, you're not just actually recruiting that one person, you're recruiting their network. And that's what the power of a video when you send it directly to somebody. That allows you to get into a way deeper conversation, whether it's with him, but more importantly, with their network that they think about. Maybe there's somebody else out there I can think of there. That's the importance of personalization. That's the importance of video there. And I do that, by the way, for any client, as Bree can attest.
Yes, that was actually so I found Alex because someone that I respect in the industry had tagged him. And I was just checked out his Instagram, like as I was really looking for the strategic support. So I sent him a message and just like, hey, I don't even know anything about you, but I'd love to chat. And I think it was like 4 videos of you like just talking to me. And, you know, it was super personal. Like, I see your Instagram, like, looks like you're doing this. And I was like, I've literally never gotten that from anyone before. And it was such a different touch. And since then, Alex has also helped me do that too. And I've seen a massive growth in my business by doing the videos. So yeah, great strategy.
Yeah, and Hazel, the key and going into that, I wouldn't do anything with the portfolio. I wouldn't give them too much information because I think that's one of the big things. I'll get those emails that look like this. Hey, I can do 55 skills in your company that looks like this there, okay? You don't like most of us are not looking for a what is it? What's the word? I want a master of one, not a tradesman of many. And so there is a little bit of this idea that when we're doing the portfolio, what we're taking the attention off is you, okay? Because who I'm hiring, as much as it's skill, as much as it's talent, as much as it's all those things, I'm not hiring that. I'm not hiring the resume or the portfolio. I'm hiring Courtney. I'm hiring Julie. I'm hiring Ashley. I'm hiring the person. And that's the importance of the video because everybody in my company and probably Bree's company knows this, is that one of the things I want to do when I come into my office, right? I know for all of you who know this, right? You're away from your kids, right? You're trying to make your kids' dreams, lives come true. You're spending that time. The last thing any of us want to do is go to work, working with people that we just don't like to be around. Okay. And there's actually a great study. If anybody follow Mel Robbins here, by any stretch of the imagination, anybody know who that is? If you don't, that's totally okay. She had a post that came out that not that long ago. It actually made me cry as a parent, by the way. So I apologize. I don't want to make this a tearjerker, but she had this post that basically said that for most of us, fulfillment and happiness comes from the people we spend our lives with. Raise your hand if you kind of agree with that. Okay. So the number one person we typically spend, meaning the most time we spend with, is our spouse, our lifelong partner. Okay. That's typically on average who we spend the most time with. The second is our coworkers. That's the most second. The people you're gonna spend more time with is your coworkers. Children was third, and that's what made me cry. It made me go like, you know what? I'm gonna get rid of my business. I'm gonna spend all the time with my kids. But all joking aside, like you got to think about that, right? So the video is not about your portfolio. The video is me going, my gosh, that Michaela is amazing. Look at that energy. Look at that vibe. Look at the positivity. Like I want that in my world. I want that in my culture. And oh my gosh, she also does. She basically can take care of all 492 emails that I never have to touch ever again. Even better. Great. Let's chat. So it's those types of things. So just remember that people always hire the person first and the resume and skills second.
Mic drop. So good. So good. Any last questions for Alex, you guys? Drop them in the chat if you have. And again, thank you so much, Alex, for sharing your time with us. Alex is hosting a conference next week and leaving soon, really soon. So thank you. I
Yes,
know your time
of
is a gift.
course. Yeah, literally tomorrow. I just really appreciate you all, and I know Bree knows this. I'm happy to help anybody there, and they'll come in. Well, maybe we'll come up with something. Where I'll do something inside the community there to kind of bring some big networks and stuff like that there. But like I said, I'm happy to just meet so many of you there. Just beautiful energy. Um, go for it. Just please do me a favor. Go for your dream. Okay. If there's anything, just go for it. You will find that things open up in your world you can't even possibly imagine there. So with that say, love you all. Bree, you know I love you there. So
Yay.
thank
Thank
you
you,
everybody. Have a
Alex.
great day.
All right. So we will meet back in 1 hour, you guys, and we'll have Laura sharing how she's a homeschool mom of 4 alongside a fully booked VA business. So I will see you all in an hour. This is so fun. Love you guys. Bye.